Hey guys, let me address the elephant in the room. Now, originally, I was not going to make a video like this. I had one challenge in mind for a different device involving completely different Digimon, but that turned out to be a whole can of worms that it's not quite ready to open yet. So why am I returning to the Pendulum Z version 1? And why am I doing it with Wormmon? Well, it all started by one single comment left by a Tim... Stuffit... Starly... Stuffaluffa... I'm just gonna call you Wormbro. Now, Wormbro has left a very wholesome comment, which inspired a lot of us in the... what would you call us? The Digitubersphere? Is that... Can I call us that? Is that legit? Either way, it inspired us to make a whole heap of videos solely around our boy Wormmon. And when I was asked what I wanted to do when it came to our green boy, I went with this. And to be completely honest, I didn't really think I would return to this so soon. I did want to return with different Digimon, but I didn't want to develop a reputation and become the Digimon equivalent of J-Rose 11. Now, I could put a filter on here and change the color just like his RBY videos, but I think I'll just leave it as this. So, while I'm going through this, let me explain this challenge. Now, if you haven't seen my Armadillomon video,
What's wrong with you?
I'm going to be making a lot of references to that video, namely how things go in each different battle. I want to compare notes. I want to see how different Wormmon would be. I want to see if maybe because the Nightmare Soldier's egg is different, would it fare better in different challenges? I'm not sure. Would have to find out. So let me quickly explain how this challenge works. In the Pendulum Z, you have 3 battles against 2 Digimon and then a boss Digimon. Once you beat the boss Digimon, you advance to the next area. After beating the boss, you will also get an item. There are 5 items in total, and I will quickly go off them from memory. Filling Meat fills up your Hunger Hearts to full. Big Protein fills up your Strength all the way to full. Now, these 2 items are completely bloody useless. Why the fuck would you want to use this? Like, let's be honest. You could just hit the button to feed them over and over and over again. What's the fucking point of these 2 things? They're shit. Now, the other 3 items are a bit different. First of all, you got your attack chip, which boosts your attack power, your HP chip, which boosts your HP, and your power board, which advances your power. I know this sounds a little similar to the attack chip I mentioned earlier, but they're slightly different. There's not a good explanation that I can find that really divides them up, but hear me out. I believe in power board supremacy. There are 2 other items, but I'm gonna sort of skip over them for now. We're not gonna get to them yet. What I want to talk about is our boy Wormmon. Now, if you watched the Armadillomon video, you know that Armadillomon is a free type with a power of 12. This is the exact same for Wormmon. Now, a free type is one of the 4 types a Digimon can be. You have Virus, Vaccine, and Data. These form an attack triangle, but because free types don't fit on that attack triangle, we do not take more damage from our opponent, but our opponent doesn't take more damage from us. Now, you might think this run may go identically to Armadillomon, but no. If you recall the video, I struggled against Gatomon with Armadillomon, but with Wormmon, I first try Gatomon. That's interesting. I advance to the next area, which is Area 11. Area 11 is interesting as it has our first ultimate Digimon, Mammothmon. I have a feeling that the first 2 Digimon are very underpowered compared to the boss, who is genuinely overpowered. That's just my theory. I've done this twice now. I think I get the right to sort of speculate on certain ideas. We do manage to beat Wizardmon, and we advance to the next area. Now, this is where the challenge actually goes from somewhat possible to probably possible. Because after beating Galgamon, we get the best item in the game, the Jumper Board. Now, the Jumper Board is sick. You get to skip any Digimon and go straight to the boss. This turns a possible 3 losses to a possible 1 loss, which makes things a lot easier for us. Now we continue to advance through the device and we arrive at our ultimates only area. Now, we first tried Triceramon. This was something that I struggled with Armadillomon, but for some reason, Wormmon is able to survive this. It's the same with Chimeramon. Wormmon once again was able to first try this guy. I genuinely don't understand how this has happened twice. Unfortunately for Wormmon, where Armadillomon would advance, Wormmon would struggle. Now, I didn't mention this in the last video, but we were able to absolutely dunk on Dinobeamon. I was at Dinobeamon for 3 days, and if you look at that timestamp of this comment, that's not really good. It's also why I haven't written a script for this and I'm kinda going ad-lib. After many losses against Dinobeamon, we get our first death song. Now, there is a way around this. A discovery I made during the Armadillomon video, which I affectionately named Professor Save. No one seems to have come up with a different name, so I guess I'm gonna stick with this one, something brand recognition. Essentially, what happens during the death song, if you shake your device about 100 times, your Digimon is going to survive. They'll walk away with an injury, but if you get another injury, you're back at the death song. So, if you were to reset during the death song, you'll be able to reload the save and come back to the death song. Now, why do you want that? If you clear it this time, you actually survive. If you go to your next battle and you get injured, you walk away with another injury. Now, let me preface this. I have not tested it since the Armadillomon video, but I feel like I've actually nailed it here for Wormmon. Wormmon is actually doing pretty damn good. He hasn't actually passed away yet, and we are already at Megas, which is insane. While I'm going through the Megas, I do want to actually mention something. I've not tested this on the DMX. If someone wants to give that a try, hit me up on Twitter or Instagram. I need to know if this works, and I can't be fucked doing it myself. Now, I didn't mention the Megas during Armadillomon's run because I wanted to sort of skip ahead. And I'm kinda in the same boat to do this. However, there are a few battles that Wormmon struggled with. Namely, Devimon, or Daniel Devimon, or Damn Daniel Devimon. It does take a few tries, but I'm able to actually get past him. I want to go into more detail about this because I don't think I really emphasize this in Armadillomon. It's all well and good that I can beat Dan Devimon, Dun Devimon, I'm fucking done with this joke Devimon, but it's actually very important that I keep getting Jumper Gates. The Jumper Gates are insanely helpful, as the first 2 Digimon are still Mega levels that I have to pass. And unfortunately, once we pass Ultimate, Attack Chip, Power Board, HP Chip, they're all completely obsolete, which means the Jumper Board is the only way to go. It's a bit unfortunate that this is the only way around it, but it is how it is. Now, getting the Jumper Boards aren't exactly free. I do have to beat Area 12 over and over and over again, but I'm not guaranteed to win every time. Now, take this with a pinch of salt, but if you were to use a Power Board, you're more likely to win than lose. So, this is how my runs are going. I run through Area 5, get a Power Board, run through Area 12, get the Jumper Gate, go back to Area 5, get a Power Board, go back to Area 12 and get another Jumper Gate, rinse and repeat one more time, and then I get to go fight Daniel Devimon. And then I lose 3 times in a row, and then I have to rinse repeat. Yeah, you can imagine how many battles I'm getting. The device, at this point, has stopped counting. Yeah, I'm at 999. Insane, right? We do get past him and we get to Area 40 where, as I said in Armadillomon, they're just gimmicks. They're really just stupid gimmicks. But you're all here for one battle. Leviamon, level 10. Now, I tried this over and over and over again. I even fired up Armadillomon to try it on his end. I'm not making any dints. I'm not getting anywhere. It's useless. This is where a lot of runs are going to end, especially if I do this in the future for other Digimon. Leviamon is going to be a benchmark. If you can't beat Leviamon, you cannot beat any of the other Digimon in the device. I don't want to give spoilers in case one day I actually do get past it, but how did Wormmon do? Believe it or not, I actually made a lot better of a time than I did with Armadillomon. And here's the reason. I've done this run once before. I kinda know where I'm going wrong and what I need to do. For example, with Armadillomon, I would actually try all the items before I get to the boss. Eventually, I've just decided that I'm just gonna stick with the jump again. It makes things so much quicker and you get the job done. It's one fight, no other bullshit in between. That's my recommendation if you do this. Now, I'm not sure how the device calculates these things. Because, well, when Armadillomon smashes, Wormmon struggles. When Wormmon smashes, Armadillomon struggles. So it's kind of interesting in a way. It leaves me with a theory. Is it that I'm just getting lucky? Or is it that the devices are actually different between each Colosseum mode? A lot of these things aren't actually known. And I can't find any answers because I'm just a shitposter. I don't know anything about data entry. I would love to test it with nature spirits, but there's one problem. We don't have a 12-powered free type on that device. I could enter with Salamon, but fucking look at that thing. All in all, it is an interesting challenge. I want to try it with a different Digimon, with different base power and a different attribute. I think that's going to be the next step. Now, whether or not that is Salamon and I keep this Adventure 02 theme going, who knows? But for now, what I want you guys to do, I want you guys to go and enjoy this Wormmon day. There's going to be so many more videos, so many better videos than the piece of shit I just made. Seriously, go check them out right now. I'm going to try and link every single one in the description. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm going to be trying this again one day, but there is a certain pair of Digimon I have to get back to for another challenge video.